Hey, how you doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to Share a Beer 446. That's
Just doesn't have the same ring, does it?
yeah, 446.
Yeah.
I'm back to bad numbers again. At least bad sounding numbers. It doesn't quite have that. Well, I guess if you'd have to do the 6 kind of sexy, and you're like, hey, yeah,
Pretty soon we'll have 450.
450. Yeah, 450. See, that's into the great numbers. Yeah.
And then 455.
Yeah, 455. See, that's we're gonna be on a good roll. Yeah. Hey, Zach, we got Zach, we got Bum, we got Mark in the show. How you guys doing, man?
Excellent.
Good, yeah.
We are here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube Live. So everybody's more than welcome to jump in there. We have a nice little chat going already. I'll put the link in there in the chat for you guys to jump in. We've got Lee Chan. How you doing, man? I've never seen you before in there. Where are you coming from? What part of the globe might you be? We have Craig from across the pond. We have we got Joe in there again. How you doing, man? And there's Tom. How you doing, brother?
What's up, yo?
Hey, Tom.
And so, Bum, do you have a malt liquor report for us today? No?
No, I think he froze.
Oh, did he freeze? Oh, he did. Yeah, no, there he's back. There he's back.
That's my periodic little ISIS freeze ups about once every 15 minutes or so. Yeah, me and Billy D got a brief report.
Okay. And how are things going over there in Colorado, Zach?
Good. It was a really long weekend.
Is it still? Is it cold everywhere? I don't, because it's freezing over here. You would not believe it's crazy. I mean, it was, it was 80 today. Now it's down to 77.
Yeah.
We hit
We're in the 50s today.
Yeah, we hit 63 today, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, 63 is good. Yeah.
And Zach, I meant to email you. I still did not get the beer. Now, today was the first day that it was not sub-zero. We had 2 straight weeks of below zero nights and single-digit days, so I don't know if that played a role in it or not. Today was the first day.
I'll have to find out and pull that tracking. I gotta catch up on some paperwork here. So, yeah, that was a weird time to send beer across the country. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is.
What about you, Tom?
Yeah, I received
Tom,
it.
did yours arrive?
Mine was frozen when I got it.
Oh, of course it was.
It was like a slushy, but I left it out for the night, and it de-thawed. It was good though. It was a solid beer.
So it was still good. It wasn't affected.
No, it was still delicious.
Even though.
Well, let's go ahead and start off. Bum, what are you drinking, my friend?
I am drinking some Sam Adams, and I just got these brand new. These are some test market cans that I got from Bubba. These are plain silver cans.
I was wondering. I'm like, you said Sam Adams, and I could see the top. It was just
these. It says right here, for sampling purposes only, not for sale. And these are ones that I guess are for sale in certain pockets of the country. And
I've heard about these.
Yeah, the first one that I had during the pre-show, Joe, I actually did see for sale today in the store. It's called Sam 76. It's just called Lager, 4.7%, and it was very pleasant. Lot better tasting than the Boston Lager. But anyway, what I'm drinking right now, and just took my first few sips of, is, and I haven't seen this for sale yet. Leave it to Sam Adams. They used to be at the forefront, and now they are one of the last biggies to put out a New England IPA. And you can.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. And it's just funny that a place housed, based in New England is the last biggie to put out a New England IPA. But anyway, we have a canning date down below here of 10/31/17.
Oh,
Oddly enough, the other one has a Best By date of April of 18.
Hey, Bum. Now from Boston Beer Company, I'm showing a New England IPL, a New England IPA number 74, or just a New England IPA.
This is just listed as New England IPA and 6.8%. Is that what you got there?
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, yep, 6.8. Yep.
Yeah, I was surprised when I went on Untapped. I thought, ooh, I'm going to be one of the first ones to have this. I guess they're just testing it in Pittsburgh, but it looks like it's widely available in other parts of the country in regular packaging.
Yeah, we've got. This is interesting as hell to me. Yeah, because it looks like there's quite a few people that have had this. This brew.
And I will say this is pleasant. It's extremely pleasant, but I've had juicier, more citrusy IPAs from many other brewers. A lot of people, a lot better than Sam. No big surprise there, huh?
Yeah, no big surprise. You got 3,400 total, 1,300 in the last 30 days. 6.8 ABV, 35 IBUs, a 3.74 hazy and juicy. If we click on the pictures here, so here's one with a label.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool. Here's a look at the beer. Here's a look at the can.
There's the can that I have. Yeah.
So that's a good look at just that plain. Isn't it funny how Sam Adams comes out with a plain can? It's just literally a plain can, like every other small craft brewery in the country.
Yeah.
And we're all like, wow.
Look at that.
Yeah. And with Joe Blow Small Brew Company, we're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Another one. Now here's that Sam 76 you were talking about, 1,859 total, 734 in the last 30 days, 4.7 ABV, 12 IBUs. Oof, I'm not going to read all of that, but yeah, an experimental beer, like you said, 3.52 bottle cap rating. Let me just look at the. Here's the label that goes on to that beer.
I saw it in 12 packs today. Only in cans.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what everyone has here.
What is it by the 76? Is it a Storm of 76, or is it just?
Yeah, it's 1776. I think that's been his whole thing, hasn't it? Always been. His whole thing has always been like that. That whole original American
the revolutionary brew or whatever brewery. Yeah.
That's kind of always been his deal, but that's cool.
Yeah, I'd give both of these. I'd give them both a B minus. I would certainly buy. If I saw like a 6-pack of either one of them, I would certainly buy it, drink it.
Awesome. That's cool, man. Yeah. Thanks for showing that to us, because little treats like that from a big brewery like Sam Adams is. I don't consider them a small brewery by any means. But little nuggets like that, or even when you find those special little one-off rare beers that Budweiser does or something like that, are kind of cool to me, Yep. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, man. Mark, what are you having, brother?
I am having Bell's Kalamazoo Stout.
Yeah,
very
That's
nice.
kind of there. And I went down to the Growler store, which I haven't been to in a while, and I forgot that on Tuesdays they have $10 Tuesdays, so you can get a 64 ounce of their beers for $10.
Wow.
So the 32 ounce was $8. I'm like, well, hell, Steve, just double the size for $2 more. So I got a 64 ounce of it, and I've had the beer a ton, and I just noticed I never checked into it in Untapped.
Oh.
But, I mean, it's a nice, roasty, You got hints of coffee and chocolate, but I mean, super dark, nice, kind of like milk chocolate, mocha colored head, nice lacing, real roasty. I mean, it's not too complicated, but it's solid. It's nice. It's a nice basic stout, 6% ABV. So, very, very drinkable.
Not a lot of ratings on here for this one, man. Actually, less than that Sam Adams experimental beer.
Yeah.
83 total for the 2017 version.
No, I did just the regular one. Yeah, I don't know if they changed it for 2017 or not. That might be like one of those fake vintage beers, like you always talk about them.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just people trying to pad their untapped stats.
Yeah.
So here we go.
You go to the regular one and it's got 100,000 or something. Yeah. There you go.
112,000, 1,400 in the last 30 days.
I gave it 3 3/4. It's a nice.
There's Mark's. We'll look at Mark's picture right here. There he is, right there.
Yeah. So it's a nice, nice beer for $10 for a big growler of this stuff. It's very good.
Awesome, man.
The local liquor stores does growlers.
We have growler stores. So we've got our neighborhood growler store that's run by a buddy of mine who graduated from Colorado State. So it's great. We're like one of the few people in our area from Colorado, that went to Colorado State, and he opened up a growler store. So I've got to visit there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
About 5 years. He does good business. He always has about 25 beers on tap, and he has a few wines too. He does like a Prosecco and a couple other wines. And he says that way it gets the wives to come in and get themselves some wine and then some beer for everybody else.
There you go.
So
that works.
But yeah, no, it's nice. They've really, growler stores have taken off here, which is good.
Awesome, man.
Nice,
and Tom, what are you having, brother?
I'm drinking a 2017 KBS.
Oh, okay. All right.
There we go. Mm-hmm.
The 15 and Bum. I seen Bum. It broke his heart a little bit. I felt bad, but I had to shoot it. I don't know. It needed to be taken out in the back and shot.
Oh, the 15. Yeah.
It was dead.
Well,
put it out of your misery.
For those that aren't familiar with Kentucky Breakfast Stout, pretty darn good beer. Almost 200,000 ratings on here.
Yeah.
4,000 in the last 30 days. 11.8% ABV, 70 IBUs, and it's a 4.49 beer. So a stout rather, but. Check this out if you haven't. Really good, really good brew.
Do they change the recipe a little bit every year? No, well, they do different barrels, don't they? So
different.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do.
Well, what's your opinion on this one, Zach?
What, KBF?
Yeah.
It's another bourbon stout. I like it, but I like the CBS a little better, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a very well-rounded beer.
I wish I got a couple bottles of KBS aged. That would have been nice.
KBS, I've had a couple of the aged ones. Had them fresh. I like them the same. It's Bourbon County Stout. What's the other one? Uncle Jacobs from Avery. All those. They're kind of all up there. They're same categories. I don't think it's any better than barrel aged Yeti personally.
Or the what about the barrel aged 1050?
No, I actually just had the coffee barrel aged 1050 this weekend.
Oh.
And let me just tell you, KBS is like a $5 fucking hooker compared to I don't give a shit what all the fucking internet dudes have to say about it. Come knock on my door.
Wow. So
When you had the espresso bourbon barrel aged 1050, I mean that is just out of control.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
man, that sounds like it.
And then I think you got to get into what Epic Brewing is doing right now with the Big Bad Baptist series.
That beer is crazy.
Big Bad Baptist is, and then they have Big Bad Baptista, which is kind of a version of it.
Oh,
Standing son of a Baptist. I had that on coffee.
I just love this. This is what I love about beer. They'll come out with a name like that and then just build on it. You know what I'm saying? Just and it's just all in fun and some of the names they come up. Yeah, some people take the names too serious. Don't you think?
Yeah,
this week
I think they do. Yeah,
was my first time at this festival. But big beers, Belgians and Barleywines. Bridge now, and it is 4 days of drinking nothing below 10%.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So that's a true Denver session beer festival
at 9,000 feet.
Oh,
yeah, at altitude.
Yeah, at altitude. Yeah.
I mean, people were bringing just glorious beers. I mean, beers that you've never had before. I'll send the lineup, but I had it this. There's 125 person beer dinner.
What was the name of that little fest? What was the name of it?
Big Beers, Belgians and Barleywines. And I went to the Brewmaster's dinner on Friday night. It was a 5-course dinner with Jester King and side projects. They were all these limited beers. 6 people at a table. 10 beers. And they were saying if they split each table for buying, the grand total of those beers for each table is over $3,000.
So here's a look at the website for this thing.
I went to a coffee and beer seminar. That was a lot of fun.
How much is a ticket?
100. Well, all of it's broken apart. Brewmaster's dinner. The dinners are $125. To get into the fest, I think it's $75.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a collaboration dinner, Brewmaster's dinner, small plates pairing, and dinner menu archives. Here's tickets, schedule.
Is that where you met the Three Taverns guy, Zach?
Yeah, he was awesome, and really, they had some kick-ass beers. They really had some kick-ass beers.
Wow. Oh. Here's the participating breweries for this year. Wow.
That's 2017. So
yeah. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's what they do have the 2018 in there. I was still in 2017 mode.
These are so it's grown since this.
This was 2016's list.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah, we probably doubled that in 2017.
So here's the where
do they hold it at Breckenridge? Is that what you said, Zach?
Yeah, it's at Beaver Run in Breckenridge.
Oh man, yeah. Nothing like high at high altitude.
At high altitude, yeah. So here's the 2018 list. Okay. Yeah, and you name it, there is.
Three taverns, is there?
Varsity.
Yeah, I met these guys from Mark's neck of the woods that were just awesome, really fun to hang out with.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good stuff. It's they do some good beer.
Yeah.
Does anybody get wasted a little too much?
I mean, it's one of those that it is. I mean, you got to build up some liver tolerance if you're going to go.
Yeah.
How many days is this? Is it over a weekend or?
Well, the festival's just one day. There's a dinner and there's events on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then there's some on Sunday as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the best sours I've ever had. I'm not a sour person.
Mm-hmm.
I had a tangerine bourbon barrel aged quad from Avery.
Wow. That sounds delicious.
Just great.
Good stuff.
That sounds like another fantastic thing to do in Denver. Another fantastic brew fest.
It's a time. I mean, I personally, I would go to that over GABF.
It sounds like it.
It's just these are beer anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I walked out and there was so many bottles straight in other breweries. I mean, 2002. So one did a shy bourbon milk stout that was just fabulous.
Yeah.
Talking about more commercialized beer, hung out with the guys from Una Brew. And that was such a fun time because Tres Pistoles is one of my favorite beers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a very good one.
But La Fondue, really going back to some of those beers was fun.
Yeah. They're out of Quebec, aren't they? Aren't they out of Quebec? I think they are.
Let's see. I got to try a couple of the different Utopias.
Oh wow! Cool.
They had like 4 or 5 of them there. Those are okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun festival.
You ain't kidding. Yeah, there's
you
this
got
guy
to keep you warm because it's cold and snowy up there in the winter.
Well, this guy has your this Westworld. He has your five takeaways from the 2018 Big Beers, Belgians and Barleywines Festival. Of course, I love that glass right there.
Mm-hmm.
Lodge mentions. I guess he goes into lodging there. The commercial tasting. Just trying to hit the 5 points really quick. Big Beers enjoyed early. And then number 4, Breckenridge and its businesses may have had a moment this year. I mean, yeah, some of these foods and I mean, I don't know how you have so many big beers and then a good food at the same time in literally a matter of hours probably to consume them all. Like you're having to make a choice there, aren't you?
On Thursday, we drove up Thursday morning, went to lunch at a brewery at 11, had some beer. Dude buys me a whole big flight. We get in, we go to the brewery, have a couple of beers. And then that night we went into the tap room and tried a few more on. And then Friday, I mean, first beers were at 9 a.m. And you're going 9 a.m. till 2 in the morning. All in this big resort, which is cool because you do your seminars and then you do, Falling Rock Tap House had a satellite tap house set up in the actual resort. And they were doing tappings all day on Friday of just limited, crazy good stuff.
That does sound like my kind of beer fest right there, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's just all in one place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go down into town. Like the wife and I went into town to get some breakfast. We went into lunch the other day. But a lot of the brewers, it's like, hey, come to my hotel room. We had a big hotel party with a bunch of random folks that we met. Friday night at Chili and said, "Come on over."
Oh yeah, see, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a function where you learn how to sip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you learn how to keep up.
Survive.
Survive, yeah.
Because there is, I mean, all right, you're ready for another beer. Come on, we're cracking another beer. Get rid of that thing.
Oof.
Hydrate.
Yeah, hydrate. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because
Oh yeah, especially up there.
yeah, that is very
One
important.
beer, 2 waters. 1 beer, 2 waters, man. Yeah.
Peeing is important.
Yes, that actually is just as important, right? Because
that's the takeaway from the beer fest. Anybody who's never been to a beer festival, just remember peeing is important.
knowing where the restrooms are at is very important. Very, very,
I'll tell you
very
something else.
important.
The more you pee, the drunker you can get.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, it is very important to know where the restroom's at and how fast you can get there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Pro tip.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, okay, wait. That probably wasn't good.
Insider news.
You gotta know what to eat too, man. You gotta
I don't know.
All right, maybe not. Ignore that last comment.
Yeah.
It's like take 2.
Yeah.
Strike that from the record.
You guys
No,
know, just in JBL, so like you eat. You don't want to go eat a bunch of pasta before you go.
No, not a good idea.
You want eggs and grease and sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Protein.
Yeah. And not from the pro tip, right?
Probably not. No.
Whatever you put yourself in your own business. It's your own protective layer.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's funny, man. Yeah. Hey, did anybody, real quick before we get into the Malt Liquor Report, did anybody watch the game last night? That was one hell of a football game. I know in Mark's region, once again, 2 years in a row, lots of disappointment.
Oh man, I don't know. I was tired last night, and I'm like, well, I checked the score, and it was like 20-6. I'm like, oh, Georgia's gonna win. I'm going to bed.
I thought,
and then I wake up, and the first thing I said, Echo, what was the Georgia? And she said 26-23, and I went, oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Lots of people in therapy today.
yeah,
Crisis management. Man,
I guess they took because I got to see the first half. I didn't get to see the second half.
I didn't watch any. We watched the first half, and then second half, we didn't watch. So.
I mean, yeah, I was pretty comfortable because I saw how how Georgia was playing and how things looked like they were going, and I had to work, so
yeah, they're gonna win.
Yeah, I was like,
not so much.
Georgia looks pretty good. I mean, they had that freshman quarterback. I mean, that guy impressed the hell out of me.
Oh yeah, and he's very good. Well, they just didn't. The problem was they didn't plan for Alabama's freshman quarterback.
That was a shocker to me. Now, later on in the night, I whipped out my ESPN app and checked it out. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Holy, Saban wins again, man! That guy is amazing.
Yeah, one of the guys here, he said that took some cojones to bring out the true freshman quarterback to finish off the game
from Hawaii, I hear.
Yeah, he'd only taken like 2 or 3 snaps under center the whole year. Let's bring him out in the fourth quarter of the national championship game. Okay, kid, let's see what you can do.
No pressure at all, right?
Experience though. Next year,
that is impressive.
Oh yeah, no, he's set. And whatever the old starting quarterback is, what was his name?
The guy with the braids.
He's gonna have to go back to running. I mean, he's gonna have to go to running. He's a great runner. Yeah. I mean, he would be an excellent running back. So if he's gonna stay at Alabama, he's probably gonna be a runner or special teams or something.
Yeah, they'll do something with him because he can throw the ball a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But
but he's he's not the kind of guy that's going to be a quarterback in the NFL. This guy, it probably will be. So,
yeah, it was a great game nonetheless. I mean, it was, you know, and for Saban to get his 6th now, tied with Bear, right, for greatest college head coaches ever, or most championships at least. It's
don't
a trip,
say that
though.
to any Dogs fans.
When you break it down, yeah, Dogs is exactly right, because the dog pound in Cleveland has got to be just like, are you kidding me? You had 2 of the greatest coaches in NFL and college history right now at this point, in Belichick and in Saban, on your staff. Like, you still suck. Like, what is going on in Cleveland, man? Like, you had these coaches on your staff. You know what I'm saying?
At least they had their no victory lap. That was pretty good. I like that.
They had a
Joe, are you recovering?
What was that? I didn't hear any of that. Zach, what was that?
Have you recovered after a difficult Saturday?
Oh man, yeah. That, you know, that they look so flat. The Rams. I assume you're talking about the Rams losing.
Sorry about that.
They look so flat that, you know, it was just like it ain't their day. I mean, you could tell. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was working. And then once they shut down Gurley, which they did pretty solidly. I mean, Atlanta looked. They what really came into play is what some people were saying going into that game, that the playoffs experience really matters. I think I heard Steve Young say that it really matters. And Atlanta was there last year, and they were determined to. It looked like they were determined to turn around that. What would you call it? That complete meltdown they had there in the second half of that Super Bowl. Like they were like, no, we're you know, trying to make up for that. They look like they're on a mission. So I wish them well. They're going to Philly now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Atlanta goes
to Philly, which I think Philly will be one and done.
Yeah,
without Wentz, they're done.
Yeah, without Wentz. Yeah.
I hope Tennessee just spanks the shit on New England.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah. I don't.
No such luck for the Steelers.
Do we have any predictions for the Super Bowl?
New England won't make it.
No,
that's all I know.
That's all he knows. I actually would like to see New England and Atlanta back in it again. I would like to see
Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Pittsburgh.
I'm either Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's the only AFC team for me. Orleans or Minnesota.
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to say. I wouldn't mind seeing the Patriots and Minnesota, just so you get for once a home team playing in the Super Bowl. That would be kind of cool as well. So, which actually could happen, because Minnesota is freaking playing really good football right now.
They are.
I mean, if Brady wins that only solidifies his Hall of Fameness. Right?
And what's with all this junk that they're trying? You know, the media is trying anything to just. I mean, I love to hate on New England. Don't get me wrong, but all this stupidness. You know what I'm saying? Oh, is there? You know, Belichick and Brady aren't getting along. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on. You think in the 18 years that they've been together, they've gotten along the whole time? You're just now finding out about one little thing.
Well, yeah, New England's not going to go trade Garoppolo back.
Yeah. I still maintain that Garoppolo's made of glass. He made it through 6 games in San Francisco. You mark my words, he's a lot like Sam Bradford, right? He was playing great, had at least 8 games, I think, for the Vikings, and then he showed that he's made of glass. You know what I'm saying? So someone touched him and he shattered. And that's the way that works. Garoppolo is a great quarterback, but I think that the minute he gets touched, he's going to show that he's made of glass.
I think a good championship game would be, I wouldn't mind seeing the Jacksonville defense go up against that New England offense. 'Cause
Oh,
that Jacksonville defense is tough.
and now Jacksonville's going to play the
Pittsburgh.
Steelers, right?
I play the Steelers.
Jacksonville ain't got no chance. Jacksonville, that was they played awful. That was an awful game.
Because Buffalo looked terrible too.
Yeah, that was an awful game. Yeah, I can't see Steelers losing that game.
I think Big Ben's got some. He's about done in his career. And I think he wants
one more for the road.
Yeah,
A lot of old timers. We got Drew Brees. We got Brady. We got
Brady.
Roethlisberger. They all want that one last one.
Mhm.
yeah.
The one last one.
Ben threw 5 interceptions against Jacksonville earlier this year. I can guarantee he won't do that again. Can't guarantee we'll win, but he will not throw 5 interceptions again.
Yeah.
Man. I'd be surprised if Jacksonville does anything in that game. They just don't look that great.
Does Jacksonville have the #1 defense in the league?
No.
Yes.
Do they? Are you sure?
Because usually, if best defense ends in the Super Bowl, usually. I mean,
Can you seriously see? I can't see Jacksonville
they can shut down Roethlisberger.
I mean, that was an ugly game. It was ugly. In any case, what does the malt liquor community say about the football games? Do they have any special teams that they prefer?
Well, let's get wake up Billy D and get him in here. He slept through the show last week.
Okay, yeah, he did. Yeah. So now that he's on full rest,
Yeah.
Well, I will say you've watched 209 Jay Jones's videos, Joe, or looked him up on there. He's a Rams fan. His most recent video, it's just called Falcons versus Rams, and he's just in a somber mood, playing sad music in the background, and he's really depressed. And it's kind of a somber video for him. You can tell he even says he's in a depressed mood in the video. So he's one of the guys. Let's see, who else do we have here as far as Tom, as you've heard me mention numerous times, Steel Worldwide hates Boston.
Oof.
A lot of those guys hate the Boston area.
Is it because of Brady?
I think that's part of it.
Yes.
So that Steel Worldwide, his team is the Giants.
Oh,
so he loved seeing them Giants win the Super Bowl twice against the Patriots. He loved that. I'd imagine that.
There was a couple NFL related videos this week, but the big news is once again from 40 Ounce Fear. Remember last week I mentioned that he swore that in 2018 it would be nothing but live streams and no more malt liquor on camera. And I said, how long is it going to be until he breaks one of those? Well, it was less than a week and he broke both of those.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. All right.
It did not take long. But he has made some new resolutions.
Of course.
Yeah. There's a World of Fear. Yeah, that's his newest video there, where he's drinking malt liquor, and I believe that was pre-recorded. Pretty sure it was.
Yeah. So he's got resolutions version 2.
Yeah. Now he is constantly bad mouthing the P Glen, Malt Liquor Marauder, and Shady Malt Shadows. And as I mentioned before a couple weeks ago, Shady Malt Shadows and Malt Liquor Marauder are the guys that went after that Gary Owens and his wife and got them off YouTube. Well, Fear doesn't like those guys, and he also hates the P Glen. He despises all these guys for various reasons. He claims, well, Malt Liquor Marauder and Shady Malt Shadows both vape, and Fear is not a fan of vaping.
Oh,
and and his other reason that he gives is that they make crappy videos. I'll leave it to the viewer to determine whether or not they make crappy videos. As I said, both of those guys, I've always considered them to be kind of like the more minor leaguers of the MLDC.
Right.
But Fear has said that it is his mission to run all three of those guys off of YouTube.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wow.
It's nice to have goals.
Yeah, no doubt. Huh? That's drama right there, isn't it? That's what we like.
Yeah. And they've made a couple response videos. Shady Malt Shadows does not name him by name, but Malt Liquor Marauder, I think his video was just titled F Fear. That was his video title.
That's funny.
So Fear has said that he is doing it for us, the viewer. It is he's doing a service to us. He thought about shutting down his channel, as he has a few times over the last decade, disappearing. But he says it is out of sense of obligation and duty to us, the viewer, that he is going to stay with us. And we need him in the MLDC. We need him to eliminate the likes of those, the inferior video makers. So I will say, though, that Fear, with his live streams, he may be starting a trend, because this week we had the first ever live stream from Loot Bag Larry. Yeah. And Jay Jones has threatened to do a live stream. He says he's going to, but he hasn't done it yet. But Loot Bag Larry, I have to give him credit. Now, Fear always does his live streams from the security of his Fortress of Multitude. Loot Bag Larry did like a 10-minute live stream out in the streets at night while drinking. I don't think it was a 40. It might have been like a 24-ounce can of something. But he was out on his out in his neighborhood.
The Fortress of Malta. Dude, these guys could be their own comic book, couldn't they? With these names and all the different, I'm going to get vengeance on you. Like they could be
Boom. Yeah.
Boom.
Now I believe his house, he calls it the Compound of Fear, and the basement where he makes his videos is the Fortress of Multitude.
See, I'm telling you, man, this is if someone needs
a multitude.
Yeah, Marvel Comics is missing out right here, because they're a living comic book right here. They could be Batman,
Well, Mr. Rainier, as I've said, is called the Incredible Hulk of the MLDC.
Yeah, see, all these names and stuff like just cracks me up, man. And they're very entertaining at a minimum, right? They are definitely characters.
And speaking of Mr. Rainer, he did a new 800 Club video out in minus 20 wind chill weather. That's drinking 240s in 10 minutes.
Oh, man.
And I will remind you that to the best of my knowledge, he's still wearing his month-long heart monitor.
Oh my God!
Wait, he's doing this outside with a heart monitor?
Yeah.
in below 20?
Yeah, 20 below wind chill.
Oh my God!
I did that about 3 days ago. If you go to, I forget if it's his main channel, Mr. Rainer 009, or Mr. Rainer 009 number 3. He has 2 channels going.
Was he dressed up? You have like a hat on?
Well, he always wears a ski mask, and I believe he wears a tassel cap all the time on top of his ski mask, even indoors.
So he's always ready.
Yeah.
That is too much. Yeah, that he is. Here's his channel for everybody that wants to see
the 1200 Club. Wow.
Yeah, Sub-Zero, 54-ounce MLV craft beer review.
Oh yeah, he. You've seen these craft beer reviews that these guys do, where they pour it into the glass or over pour it, and then they just pour it out on the ground. That's what he actually had a Sam Adams that he set out during the course of the video, and it started freezing up, and he dug it out with a spoon and started throwing it on the ground. It like turned to slush.
You have to...
Oh yeah, there's his
What?
his Halloween costume.
This guy. Look at him.
That's great.
If
And
he's
the
got
readers.
he's got to put on his reading glasses.
Yeah, he's got to put on the readers.
Now
Over
he's about my age. He's 52, I believe. So he's no youngster, and he is slamming these 40s.
Wow.
Even with some
I hope he makes it to 53.
yeah, I hope so.
It looks like he goes down into his basement and just puts all his stuff on. His wife's
Yeah.
upstairs cooking. He's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
He occasionally, in lieu of the ski mask, will adopt a character called Mr. Foamy Head, where he will just cover his entire face with shaving cream.
Oh my God.
And he'll drink a malt liquor as Mr. Foamy Head.
See, that's another. I feel like I'm sitting in the diner on Seinfeld, and I'm talking about the show. See, this could be a show. You know what I'm saying, right?
it's a show about nothing.
It's about nothing.
Mr. Foamy Head. Oh, man.
I mean, this needs to be brought to the NBC producers because this is
Prime material.
this is Marvel Comics. Somebody has got to get a hold of this because they are too much. He puts shaving cream all over his face, and he's Mr. Foamy Head against, and he could try to infiltrate the multitude. What was that? The Fortress of Multitude. Yeah.
He would have a 40 in each hand, and he would just bash the Fortress of Multitude with those 40s.
And craft beer could be their kryptonite, right?
Yeah. You pour craft beer on them, they melt or something. They turn into a big thing of foam.
Yeah. And for them, going to that barley wine festival would just be
Yeah. You could have the craft warriors. You could have and they could be out chasing them down, and they'd pour like a 12 ounce or like a bomber of Bourbon County Stout on them, and they'd just melt.
Yeah, you have a ready-made storyline.
Hell.
Yeah. This is
really
great.
Editor, they could write a story for you.
Yeah.
It could literally be a story.
Oh my God. This would be Andrew says Netflix. Yeah, well, Netflix needs to check this out and pick them up, man. That would be awesome.
I mean, they're doling out money for all kinds of shows. I mean, this is original content.
Yeah. you already have the villains built in there, so you could have malt liquor versus craft beer, and the craft beer is the good side, and
then you have Fear, the double agent, who occasionally drinks craft beer, but that might be just as a way of infiltrating the CBDC.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's So
I've got a great idea. I could make like a board game, MLDC versus CBDC. It'd be like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, dude, this is awesome. That is great. Oh man, that is funny, man. Yeah. See, now we've got quite the chat going, man. There's tons of people there, but just like Andrew says, man, like we're giving them all kinds of material. If the MLDC would, and I'm sure they do watch the show right now, they're going, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
we're giving them all kinds of material for their.
What does Billy D think, man?
He thinks it works every time.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what he thinks about everything. And it works every time.
Billy says, "I'm going back to sleep now. You woke me from my nap."
Yeah,
see you next week.
Okay, man.
That's funny.
That was awesome, man. That was awesome. And just to mention real quick, we've got Andrew in the chat, Jordan's in there, my mom's in there. Hi, Mom. CJ, mind your grandma, boy. And we got Jason, Craig, Paul. We've got the other Cinderson in there.
Yep. And you talking about beer? That's a show.
Yeah.
You can do a podcast just on that.
What was that?
You can easily do a podcast. You should make this a podcast.
Yeah, I've thought about that. Yeah, I actually intended to, and I got sidetracked, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
What do you have to do to make a podcast? You'd have to upload it and just.
You just have to upload the audio, I guess.
Yeah.
And
The problem with podcasts is then it starts costing you money.
yeah,
And that's
somewhere. Yeah.
That's what was, because I'd have to archive this, and I did pay for the SoundCloud for a minute, and I'm like, God, man, you know what I'm saying? I've already got so many bills. I'm gonna be making another bill,
So you need advertisers, right?
I'm sorry.
You need advertisers for the podcast. If you were to podcast,
maybe get the MLDC to sponsor it.
Yeah, maybe we can get the MLDC to sponsor it. Get individual villains from the MLDC to sponsor it. Yeah, this is great. That was awesome, man. I love that. So what other beers have you guys moved on to? Mark, you got another one?
I'm still working on my 64 ounce.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be my tonight and tomorrow night beer probably. So.
I moved on to Sumatra Mountain.
Oh yeah, another great one.
Coffee stout. Yeah.
I passed that by today. Didn't buy it.
I still got a few bottles of that, Tom.
It's a good beer.
It's a good one. Go. What do you got, Bum?
Got the brand new Bigfoot. Speaking of big beers and barley wines.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I need to get me some of that this year.
Bought a 6-pack of Bigfoot today.
Okay.
So, hoppier, not so hoppy. What are we getting out of this year's Bigfoot?
Is it me or is it darker in color this year? It just
looks a little darker. Yeah, it looks a little more.
When I poured it out, I was kind of shocked by the appearance. Always hard for me to remember from year to year, but this is really, really a pure guess on my part. It may seem like it's a little less hoppy than in past years, because that was the first thing that always, grabbed me in past years. I was like, man,
yeah,
for a barley wine, well, it's a barley wine style. I was like, boy, this is overly hoppy, and I've always been a fan of the non-hoppy barley wines, where you can, hardly taste any hops. But it seems like they may have calmed it down a little bit this year.
It does look a little darker, a little more,
I could just
more caramel than golden. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little darker, maybe.
That's one of those beers that you see on the shelves for like a good 2 months, and then when it's gone, you wish you bought it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I grabbed it today.
Yeah, it's like January, February, and if you don't get it by like Valentine's Day, it's probably gone. Yeah.
Because if I pass it up once, I will pass it up again and again, and I've missed out on a couple years of it over the last 10 years. I've missed out on it because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned now, when you see it, buy it, even though you'll probably see it, numerous times over the next month. Just buy it now.
Yeah. I didn't see it in the store. I'm going to take a look this week. But it seems to hit about mid-January, so you probably got it right as they put it on the shelves. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be as hoppy as it's going to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
It was probably bottled 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Speaking of which, December 1st. So it is a month old already.
Yeah.
Here's a article really quick from the UK. It looks like metro.co.uk. And they're talking about something that we've talked about here previously on the show. And you've been pouring beer all wrong, and that's leaving you bloated. It's something we've talked about here. Pouring your beer so you get a nice little head going in there, and that head, comes out in the glass and releases a lot of that head in the glass, so it doesn't release in your stomach. You know what I'm saying? And not making you as bloated, you know?
That's like if you drink a soda with a straw, or you drink a beer out of a bottle, you'll get more CO2 in your stomach than if it was in a glass because it releases in the glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same concept.
So, yeah, just another little, tidbit going into the weekend. I've been seeing
I've got a beer sighting. Well, I don't know if it's really beer or not, but I found something. I want to see if anybody else has seen this. Let me show you. Image.
Yep.
I saw this in the beer store.
Natty
Rush Plus, 12% ABV. $14 for a case of 8-ounce cans.
What?
Is that Natural Ice making that?
Yeah, it's Natty Ice. Natty Ice, Blue Frostbite, or Hurricane Punch. So it's like a super hopped up limerita.
It's
12% ABV. And so I just saw that in the store, and I'm like, I've never seen that before. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I got hip to that about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Fear was actually drinking one of those on one of his videos.
Oh, and what did he think?
I can't remember what he said about it, but he showed the label and he said, "Now, what's the first thing that you think of when you see the name Rush?" And he goes, "No, I'm not talking about that lousy Canadian band with that horrible drummer and that big nose bass player singer." He goes, "I'm talking about the Paula Abdul song."
Oh, the Paula Abdul. Wow. That is.
Yeah. Malt. They actually call it malt beer. See, now you need Rush Plus. Rush Plus is 12. I guess so. Regular Rush must be 8. This is 12% ABV.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was stacked right next. This was on an end cap, and it was right next to an end cap of cases of Bud Light. So I don't know.
That's deep too. That could be a problem.
8-ounce cans of 12%. Really sweet. Oh yeah, you can get into it.
Ooh, get the trouble with that one.
Right here, right? Yeah.
Hurricane Punch. Yeah. Okay, well, it gets 2.25 stars.
This is definitely not a Tom beer. Look at that. You got 12 ratings on here for this thing. 3 in the last 30 days.
First comment. Why am I doing this?
Oh, it's a 3.5 star. Here we go.
Wow, a 3.5 star from Joe F. Yeah.
I almost.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought for about half a second of buying it, but I'm like, I'm not paying $14 for a case of this stuff. I'd buy a single for $1 just to see what it tasted like.
Oh my God. 8-ounce cans, huh? So that's what this
Rush
is.
Plus.
Oh my God.
So it says warning contains alcohol at the top of the can.
Yeah, well, because look at the can. The can looks like
it looks like an energy drink.
Energy drinks, yeah.
Like batteries.
Yeah.
How deceptive is that? So here's the frost. Oh no, I'm not even doing the right one again, am I? Let me see here. Okay, so here's the frostbite.
See, it gets a little higher. It's 2.5.
2.5. It gets a little bit better rating.
Man,
that is. Yeah, let's see what this stuff looks like. Is what I'm curious about. Yeah. So here we go. Look at that.
Looks like that.
It looks like a thawed out slushy.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
color? Like a snow cone color. That's like snow cone blue.
It looks like what I squirt on my windshield.
Yeah, pretty much. It probably has the same effect. You could fill up your windshield washer fluid with some Natty Rush Plus.
Oh my God, I've never heard. Now, Bum, is the MLDC reviewing this? Is this reviewable by the MLDC?
I wouldn't be shocked if you scanned the right one of those Natty Rushes if you saw a check-in from 40-ounce Fear.
Oh man,
I'm gonna do the regular Hurricane. I mean, even the regular Hurricane's only got 205 ratings on here, man.
Yeah,
it ain't like 31 in the last.
That is strictly forbidden by the rules of the blueprint. You do not fruit the malt.
Yeah, see, and I don't like fruit in the beer, so we're almost in agreement there.
Yeah,
those rules almost line up perfectly, right?
Unless it's a sour.
Yeah.
Right?
This is wow. I mean, Yeah, let me see if they got any. Well, yeah, someone does have pictures of this. Let's see.
I'll scan Fear's check-ins after the show, and if I see it, I'll post it on Google Plus.
So this is a 25-ounce can right here that he's got. So it's probably he probably bought the single for 5 ounce.
I didn't see that. I looked in the coolers and I didn't see singles in my beer stores.
Oh my God, I've never heard of such a thing.
It looks like a pure hangover.
Yeah, hangover in a can.
Yeah, shotgun that stuff, huh? Oof. Untapped. Wow, this guy got an untapped glass.
Yeah. See, I think load up one of Zach's super mega beer bongs with this stuff. I mean, there you go.
Wait a minute. Look at this picture, because he's got lemon lime soda, so he's got some kind of Sprite or something happening there. What's this drink happening there in the back?
That's a barefoot. It's like a champagne, but a sparkling champagne. Sparkling.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. In this can, you get 1 ounce extra.
When you need just that extra little bit.
Are you serious with 1 extra ounce? What's one? You're advertising 1 extra ounce?
25-ounce can instead of 24. Yeah,
it's only 1 extra if they've sold the 24. Now they're giving 25. They're always giving 25. No. It's 25.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen that before in my life.
I saw that. I never seen it. I was like, that's kind of unique. So I'm sure none of us have had it, and I don't plan on having it. So
wow.
What about all these not your father's whatever drinks? Anybody tried any of those?
I've had the root beer. I had it once or twice. It's not bad. I wouldn't rush to have it again. It's just sickeningly sweet.
One and done.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have it again. I was at a place where I could buy it in singles, and I certainly didn't want to try a 6-pack of it. And the single was good. If I saw a single again, I might buy it if there was nothing else available, but wouldn't rush out to buy it again.
Okay, yeah, I was always curious about those things because they seem like, just syrupy and super.
It was
sweet
very syrupy, and I'll tell you what. Speaking of syrup, it was selling like hotcakes around here for a while.
Yeah. Has anyone tried the Coney Island? Island?
It's a root beer? Okay.
They made it like a year ago, and I guess Coney Island's still around. But I looked on their website, and it doesn't seem like they're making it anymore. But when they did make it, it was way better than Not Your Father's. I feel like when you had Not Your Father, you drink one, and it's like syrupy. This one, it was like regular soda. It went down, down.
Yeah, I know years ago I wanted to start doing more soda reviews. I think I did one maybe or a couple. And at that time even craft beer was at the reasonable price of, I think, basically about $7 a 6-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's kind of seemed like it's basically $9 or $10 a 6-pack. But in any case, for a 4-pack of craft soda was right about $8 or $9 then. And this was years ago already. Craft soda's just always been so expensive. It's always been super, super expensive. And at the time it was tough to get different, craft beers. Now it's a lot more easier. A lot of laws have changed in certain states, making it easier to get beers shipped and so on and so forth. Some breweries even ship beers right to you, depending on what state you live in. They weren't doing that then, of course. But sodas, you could get them shipped, of course, because there's no alcohol involved.
Yep.
But expensive, man. And then if you're going to get a craft soda, if you're going to spend, $8, $9, $10. $12 in some cases for a 4-pack, man, you're like, it better be good. I ain't gonna drain pour this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty crazy. But well, thanks guys for another great show. A lot of MLDC news for sure, man. A lot of insight there. Always appreciate
that. Comic book or a board game or something, man, because we could probably make a bunch of money off of it.
Yeah, we definitely are. We definitely know that we missed another good beer festival in Colorado. Man, that sounded like a good one. That sounds like actually for real. It sounds like my kind of beer fest.
Oh man, yeah, that would
Go
be
up there. Spend maybe a decent little weekend. It's a one-day event, but if you went the day before, wake up and like Zach said, it's 9 till 2 of drinking, and food and just walking around and whatever. But yeah, and then maybe sleep that off and then leave the next day. That's a nice little trip for me. I like that. Yeah, maybe that's something to do next year. Who knows?
Is anyone going to GABF or an event like that next year? Does anybody have any plans
this year?
No, the year next year. Is everyone going back for any event or anything?
For 2019?
Well, 18.
2018.
Yeah.
Well, this year.
Yeah, it's already this year. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I probably not. We might go to Colorado, but I don't think it'll be then. We'll probably go in the summer. But I could see going to that Big Beers Fest. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Make a long week, like a long weekend of that. Do the beer festival and then spend a couple days. I wouldn't ski, but I would do like snowshoeing and other kind of, because it's lots of snow up there. But that would be fun. That would be expensive too. I mean, because you're going up there in prime season.
Yeah.
January, Breckenridge.
At a resort.
You're paying a few $100 a night for them. Yeah.
But it sounds like it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
And especially if it's a nice resort.
Breckenridge is a nice town. There's lots of good stuff there. Yeah.
So
you could, if you had somebody along with you that wasn't into drinking barley wines, they could be perfectly happy just doing whatever, and you could, do all day on that, and there's plenty of stuff to do there. Yeah.
It seemed like yeah, I mean, gosh, I didn't know about it. I don't know if it doesn't sound like it's a long running fest. Like it's a pretty new fest. So
yeah,
that might be something to entertain. Maybe trying. I know that California's got its different little beer events too happening. I would like to get out there for some of those, but that's close for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff in San Diego and that type of stuff. I mean, not too far for you.
Yeah, I won't go to GABF for a while. I'd like to go to some other little function in Denver though. I like Denver. Denver's definitely a lot of a real cool place just to hang. It'd be kind of cool to go for some just non-event in Denver, just kind of hang out on an average weekend in Denver. I mean, we went for GABF, and hell, they had numerous other things going on as well at the same time. I mean,
Denver has so much stuff going on, especially, like springtime through Halloween. I mean, there's multiple stuff going on. So it's always something to do whenever you go to Denver. I mean, there's just lots of stuff going on.
Again, thank you to everybody in the chat. Man, nice chat room going today. Just tons and tons of people there. Thank you, everybody that joins, that supports the show. I really, really do appreciate it. We will see you Friday. We are here. Oh, yeah, let me tell you. We're here every Friday. What is that, noon Eastern, Mark?
Yes, noon Eastern.
Noon Eastern, and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So right here on YouTube. So tune in. Really appreciate everyone's support. Going into 2018, man, it has been awesome. Really, really, really a lot of fun. We'll see you guys. Peace out, man.
All right. Later.
Hey, Steeler.